Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen John Alexander McBain, PhD, PhD. I have 7 PhDs: law, psychology, forensic psychology, philosophy, theology, neuroscience, and spiritual warfare. I can't do much, but I can read, research, and write a damned good essay. I am not a charismatic, evangelical, Pentecostal razzmatazzer who casts out demons, lays hands without warning, tries to force people to roll on the floor, foam in the mouth, and speak gibberish, and say, "Aha! I'm filled with the Spirit." That's not what the church of the apostles said. Paul said, "Do all speak in tongues? No. Do all prophesy? No. Do all heal? No. Do all interpret? No. God gives as he pleases, not according to the will of man." Now, the church of the 1st century AD was the most powerful force in all of creation. It had just seen the resurrection of the Christ. It had just seen the fall of the Roman Empire. It had just seen the temple smashed to bits. God knew his church was in safe hands. The church of the 21st century is weak, impotent, homosexual. It is blatant disregard of the laws of God. It does not teach obedience. It teaches compromise. Every time the church is asked to make a judgment, it compromises. It gives in. It yields. It says, "We are not extremists. We must welcome in these brethren, these sodomizers, these rapists, these pedophiles. We must welcome them in. They are our brethren now." That's a lot of shite. No drop of innocent blood will not be held unaccountable before the throne of justice. God himself will demand that every nurse, doctor, social worker, midwife, or old hen with a twig be held accountable for the lack of enforcing the rights of the unborn. Who defends the rights of the unborn? Who? Is it you, lawyer? Would you stand up in court and defend the rights of the unborn? Would you challenge the law of the land against the law of God? "Thou shalt not murder," declares the Lord thy God. Deuteronomy and Exodus. "Thou shalt not lie," declares the Lord thy God. Leviticus 19. "Thou art commanded to love thy neighbor more than thou love thyself." Leviticus 19. Get back to the law. Teach the basics in your churches. Teach the law. Teach the law of God. Meditate upon it day and night, as Joshua was commanded. Be strong and courageous. Be strong and very courageous. Challenge the serpent, Satan, the usurper, the one who builds chapels next to churches. Challenge him. Say to him, "This far and no further." It is now your turn to be afraid. That is spiritual warfare. That is what mind-matters.net is all about. Teaching spiritual warfare, saying to the enemy, this far and no further. From now on, you be afraid. You be very, very, very afraid. Because I'm coming for you. And if I have to go through all of creation to find you, I will find you. And I will hang you on a tree, upside down. As Peter was hung on a tree, upside down. Yes, I am angry. I am angry the way Christians compromise the law. I am angry at the way Christians infight. We are supposed to be a brotherhood. We are supposed to be a family. And yet, we're at each other's throats. As Rabbi Burns would put it, they love you on a Sunday and stab you in the back come a Monday. No wonder the church is ridiculed throughout the world. When will Christ come back? When the church grows a spine. Bishops, clergymen, priests, grow spines. Stand in your armor and say, this far and no further. Put your talents in the bank and earn usury. So when you are called up for accounting and the Father God says to you, where is my talent? You will say to him, here and a little bit more. And he will say to you, well done, O good and faithful servant. At this time, the church of the 21st century only has copper coins in its pockets. It hates God because it says God gathers what he has not scattered. He reaps what he has not sown. He blesses whom he wishes and curses whom he wishes. We cannot understand God. He is an enigma, an enigma. He is a puzzle. How can you understand pure energy? Why will you not reveal yourself to us? 1 Kings 18. Read it and see how God challenged a disbelieving, disproportionate, idolatrous nation to stand up and say, the Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God. Now, I challenge you. I challenge you. Stand in your armor and say at the top of your voice, this far and no further. I will die. I will go to hell. I will see you crucified upside down. You will be held accountable for every drop of innocent blood. I will defend the unborn. I choose to obey. Obedience is greater than sacrifice. To heed, sweeter than the fat of rams. Rebellion is the act of witchcraft. And I can't remember. Samuel, because you have denied the word of God, he has abandoned you as king. He has given the kingdom of Israel to one who will follow him, obey him, and shepherd his people. His name is David, the Psalm writer. Now, my challenge to you is, are you ready to obey? Are you ready to stand in your armor and say, this far and no for your time, your patience, and your forbearance. I thank you. Dr. McBain.